All right. Approaching the tractor, looking for any fairing or body damage, checking underneath for any fluid leaks. My tow hooks are securely mounted, not cracked or damaged. My license plate is secure and current. My collision mitigation system is securely mounted, not cracked or damaged. My lane departure sensor is securely mounted, not cracked or damaged, with no obstruction blocking the camera lens. Physically and visibly inspecting my steps and handrail to prevent a slips and fall injury. Opening up the tractor door, pulling out the DVIR. Book number 272605 matches tractor number 272065, matches tractor keys 272605. Flipping to the last sign and data page, checking the overall condition of the vehicle for any safety or non-safety related items and the description of the work performed done by the mechanic. This vehicle is deemed satisfactory. It's signed data legibly by the mechanic, signed data legibly by the previous driver. I will now acknowledge by signed data legibly myself. Replace my DVIR. My FHWA certification is current from November 2022 to November 2023. I have one fully charged, non-freezing dry chemical 5BC fire extinguisher with the L needle in between the green, indicating that this is a fully charged fire extinguisher. This is a 10 BC fire extinguisher. I'll now enter the tractor using 3 points of contact. 3 points of contact is either 2 hands and 1 foot or 2 feet and 1 hand, always facing the deck plates or the cab of the tractor when entering or exiting. Enter the tractor using 3 points of contact. Parking brake applied, transmission in neutral. I'm gonna log into my ELD IVUS unit. I'm gonna turn on all necessary lights, my headlights, ID lights, clearance lights, marker lights, fog lights, activate my four ways, apply my hand valve for the brake light, parking brake applied, transmission in neutral. I'm gonna exit using 3 points of contact. Walking to the front. I have 3 ID lights, 2 clearance lights, my headlights, four ways, fog lights are all illuminated, working properly. My right side four ways and my left side four ways are illuminated, working properly, flashing in unison. Walking to the rear. My four ways and taillights are illuminated, working properly, four ways are flashing in unison. Walking back to my tractor. I'm going to deactivate my four ways. Walking to the rear of my tractor. My brake lights are illuminated and working properly. Walking back to my tractor. I'm going to activate my left turn directional and my high beams. Grab my gloves. My left turn directional is illuminated, working properly from the front and from the sides. Tractor number 272605 and launching left side hood latch. Checking the condition and stability of my left mirror bracket. My flat and convex mirror have no cracks or chips. I have UPS logo USDOT permit if the sticker current from January 2022 to the end of December 2022 with a 60-day grace period. My battery box is secure, not leaking or damaged. My air tank is secure, not leaking or damaged. I'm going to expel 2 bursts of air to eliminate moisture from the tanks. My DEF tank is secure, not leaking or damaged. My DEF tank cap is secured. My fuel tank is secure, not leaking or damaged. Properly vented to the rear. I'm going to check my fuel cap. My fuel cap is threaded, leaded, sealed with the safety chain. The fuel is currently halfway full. Checking the condition and stability of all 3 deck plates. My deck plates are secured, not cracked or damaged. Looking and listening for any air leaks coming from my undercarriage. There are none. I'll remove my airlines. Check my airlines for any cracks or bubbles that may cause an air leak. Check my gladens and grommets for any cracks or damages that may cause an air leak. There are none. Remove my light cord. Check my light cord for any cuts or exposed wires. My light plug for any debris or contaminants. There are none. My quarter fin and mud flap is secured, not cracked or damaged. My left side spring hangers, U-bolts, and bolts are secured, not cracked or damaged. My left and right brake chambers and airlines are, my right side brake chambers and airlines are secured, not leaking or damaged. My right side brake lining is at least 1/4 inch thick with no cracks or contaminants. Checking in between my tires for any stones or debris that may become lodged. Checking all exposed walls on my tires for any cuts, abrasions, bulges, exposed cords, or fabric. My tire tread depth is at least 2 30-second thick with no normal tread wear pattern. Checking my wheels for any loose crack, lug nuts, or rust. Sign of a rust check will indicate a problem. I have a hub seal secure, not leaking or damaged. Middle valve sim, middle valve cap on the outside tire. Middle valve sim, middle valve cap on the inside tire. Using the heel of my boot, checking for inflation. With toes pointed forward, hip braced against the tire, keeping my arm bent. Using safe work methods, I'm going to safely preload the 5th wheel. My 5th wheel is preloaded. My shock is secured, not leaking. My left side shock is secured, not leaking or damaged. My left side airbag is secured, not leaking or damaged, sufficiently filled. My left side spring hangers, U-bolts, and bolts are secured, not cracked or damaged. My left side shock is secured, not leaking or damaged. My left side airbag is sufficiently filled. Secured, not leaking or damaged. My right side brake chambers and airlines are secured, not leaking or damaged. My right side brake lining is at least 1/4 inch thick with no cracks or contaminants. Checking in between my tires and wheels for any stones or debris that may become lodged. Checking all exposed walls for any cuts, abrasions, bulges, exposed cords, or fabric. My tire tread depth is at least 2 30-seconds thick with no normal tread wear pattern. Checking my wheels for any loose crack, lug nuts, or rust. Sign of a rust check will indicate a problem. I have hub seal secured, not leaking or damaged. I have middle valve sim, middle valve cap on the outside tire, middle valve sim, middle valve cap on the inside tire. Using the heel of my boot, checking for inflation at the rear. My reflective device are secure, not cracked or damaged. My work light is not illuminated. I'll take it by the shop. My fifth wheel is properly lubricated. Jaws in the open position. If it had a tongue, it would be raised. My drive line is straight secure, not cracked or damaged. Left and right brake chambers and air lines are secure, not leaking or damaged. Left and right brake lining is at least 1/4 inch thick with no cracks or contaminants. My left and right shocks are secure, not leaking or damaged. My left and right airbags are sufficiently filled, secure, not leaking or damaged. Left and right mud flaps and reflective devices are secure, not cracked or damaged. My tow hooks and safety chain loops are secure, not cracked or damaged. Checking all 3 lenses for any cracks or chips or aren't. My left turn directional is flashing in unison with the left side of my tractor. And check the condition of my pintle hook. Remove cotter pin, unsecure pintle hook latch, resecure pintle hook latch, reinsert cotter pin. My pintle hook is secure. My electrical plug has all 7 pins with no debris or contaminants. My right side shock is secure, not leaking or damaged. Right side airbags is sufficiently filled, secure, not leaking or damaged. Right side spring gears, Z-bolts, bolts are secured, not cracked or damaged. Checking between my right side tires and wheels for any stones or debris that may become lodged. Checking all exposed walls for any cuts, abrasions, bulges, exposed cords of fiber. My tire tread depth is at least 2/32 thick with no normal tread wear pattern. Checking my wheels for any loose, cracked lug nuts or rust. Sign of a rust streak will indicate a problem. I have a hub seal, secure, not leaking or damaged. Middle valve sim, middle valve cap on the outside tire. Middle valve sim, middle valve cap on the inside tire. Using the heel of my boot, checking for inflation. My right side shock is secure, not leaking or damaged. Right side airbag is secured, not leaking or damaged, sufficiently filled. My right side spring gears, Z-bolts, bolts are secured, not cracked or damaged. My left and right brake chambers and air lines are secured, not leaking or damaged. My left side brake lining is at least 1/4 inch thick with no cracks or contaminants. Checking in between my tires and wheels for any stones or debris that may become lodged. Checking all exposed walls for any cuts, abrasions, bulges, exposed cords of fabric. My tire tread depth is at least 2/32 thick with no normal tread wear pattern. Checking my wheels for any loose, cracked lug nuts or rust. Sign of a rust streak will indicate a problem. I have a hub seal, secure, not leaking or damaged. A middle valve sim, middle valve cap on the outside tire. Middle valve sim, middle valve cap on the inside tire. Using the heel of my boot, checking for inflation. My quarter fender mud flap is secure, not cracked or damaged. My fuel tank is secure, not leaking or damaged. My properly vented to the rear. I'm going to remove my fuel cap. My fuel cap is leaded threaded sealed with the safety chain. My fuel is currently halfway full. My exhaust cover is secured, not cracked or damaged with no excessive soot. Physically and visibly inspecting my steps and handrails to prevent a slip and fall injury. My collision mitigation or my wingman blind spot sensor is secured, not cracked or damaged with no obstruction blocking the sensor. Opening up the tractor door, I have 1, 2, 3 bidirectional reflective triangles secured inside my tractor. Checking the condition and stability of my right mirror bracket. My flat and convex mirror has no cracks or chips. Checking the condition and stability of my fender mirror bracket. My fender mirror has no cracks or chips. Track number 272605, unlatching right side hood latch. I have UPS logo, USDOT permit. It's sticker current from January 2022 to the end of December 2022 with the 60-day grace period. Using safe work methods with bending back straight, palms up, I'm going to safely guide my hood to the locked position. My hood is secured in the locked position. Z-scanning my engine and undercarriage, looking and listening for any fluid or air leaks or are none. Checking my belts and hoses are secured, not leaking or damaged. My spring gears, U-bolts, bolts, and shackles are secure, not cracked or damaged. My shock is secure, not leaking or damaged. My right side brake chambers and air lines are secure, not leaking or damaged. My right side brake lining is at least 1/4 inch thick with no cracks or contaminants. My coolant reservoir is sufficiently filled. I can see through the plastic, secure, not leaking or damaged. My washer reservoir is sufficiently filled, secure, not leaking or damaged. I can see through the plastic. Checking all exposed walls on my tires for any cuts, abrasions, bulges, exposed cords of fabric. My tire tread depth is at least 4/32 inch tread depth with no abnormal tread wear pattern. Checking my wheels for any loose, cracked lug nuts or rust. Sign of a rust streak will indicate a problem. My wheel bearing lubricant is between the minimum and maximum. I can see through the plastic, secure, not leaking or damaged. Middle valve sim, middle valve cap. Using with 1 foot brace against tire, I'm using push-pull method. Looking for any abnormal movements that will indicate a loose or damaged wheel bearing. Visually checking the inflation of the tire because it's a low bearing tire. My right side mud flap is secure, not cracked or damaged. Walking around to the left side, watch your head. Z-scanning my engine and undercarriage, looking and listening for any fluid or air leaks or on them. My belts and hoses are securely mounted, not cracked or damaged. My power steering fluid is between the minimum and maximum, currently on the cold side because the engine's currently cold. I'm going to check my engine oil, remove dipstick, wipe dipstick, reinsert dipstick, pull dipstick back out. My oil level is between the minimum and maximum. If it were not, I add 4 quarts at a time until it is within the proper range to my engine oil reservoir. My steering shaft, steering box, pitman arm, and drag link are secured, not cracked or damaged. My My shock is secure, not leaking or damaged. My left side spring hangers, U-bolts, and bolts and shackles are secured, not cracked or damaged. My left side brake chambers and air lines are secure, not leaking or damaged. My left side brake lining are at least 1/4 inch thick with no cracks or contaminants. Checking all exposed walls on my tires for any cuts, abrasions, bulges, exposed crust of fabric. My tire tread is at least 4 to 30 seconds thick with no normal tread or pattern. Checking my wheels for any loose, cracked lug nuts or rust. Sign of a rust check will indicate a problem. My wheel bearing lubricant is between the minimum and maximum. I can see the plastic, secure, not leaking or damaged. A metal valve stem, metal valve cap with 1 foot on the tire. I'm going to use push-pull method. Looking for any abnormal movements that will indicate a loose or damaged wheel bearing. Visually checking the inflation of the tire because it's a load bearing tire. The left side mud flap is secured, not cracked or damaged. Walking around to the right side, I'm going to release my safety hood latch using safe work methods. Bend knees back straight, palms up. I'm safely guiding my hood to the closed position. My high beams are illuminated and working properly. I'm going to re-secure my right side hood latch, re-secure my left side hood latch, and begin my in-cab routine. In the tractor, uses 3 points of contact. Parking brake apply, transmission neutral. Close my door. Fasten seatbelt. Unfasten seatbelt. Refasten seatbelt. My seatbelt has no cuts or frays. I'm going to release my hand valve, deactivate my left turn directional. Now going to depress clutch, cover surface brake, insert key, cycle engine. My air pressure is currently at 90 psi. I'm going to apply the foot brake and release the parking brake and the trailer air supply at 60 psi or half the number air pressure. Audible buzzer and visual lights on dash will appear between 20 and 40 between 20 and 45 psi. My safety relays will engage. Release at 90 psi. My trailer air supply popped out because I'm currently not attached to a trailer. At 60 psi, my audible buzzer and visual lights on dash appeared. And at 20 psi, my parking brake applied. Parking brake applied, transmission neutral. Depress clutch, cover surface brake, start engine. Oil pressure rising. Air pressure is currently at 20 psi. Oil pressure is stable at 40 psi. I'm going to begin my in-cab routine. My map and dome lights are illuminated and working properly. My left window, 2 front windshields, right window, and back window have no cracks or chips. My left flat and convex mirror, my fender mirror, my right flat and convex mirror have no chips or cracks. My left turn directional, right turn directional, 4-ways, and high beams are all illuminated, working properly on the dash. All my gauges are illuminated, working properly on the dash. Now I'm going to deactivate all unnecessary lights: fog lights, headlights, ID lights, current lights, marker lights. My transmission temperature is currently at 90 degrees Fahrenheit. My exhaust temperature is at 200 degrees Fahrenheit. My oil pressure is at 40 psi. My coolant temperature is currently at 120 degrees Fahrenheit. My DEF tank is showing full. My RPMs are at 600 and responsive. My battery voltage is at 13.9 volts. My miles per hour is at 0 because we're currently in the stop position. My fuel tank is showing full. The UPS has deemed this as unreliable. My air pressure is currently at 50 psi. My secondary air pressure is at 50 psi. My engine oil temperature is at 100 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm going to test my windshield wipers, apply washer fluid, verify that my windshield wipers leave no streaks. I'm going to test my air conditioner on all 4 levels. 4, 3, 2, 1. Test my heater on all 4 levels. 1, 2, 3, 4. Test my defroster on all 4 levels. 4, 3, 2, 1. All working properly. I'm now going to verify that I have all necessary and current documents. I have 1 tractor registration for vehicle number 272605. I have 1 hazardous materials license current until December 31st, 2023. I have 1 Liberty Insurance Liberty insurance card current until January 1st, 2024. I have 1 IFTA permit, International Fuel Tax Agreement, current until December 31st, 2023. I have 1 electronic hazmat information card with a corresponding permit, current until 8/31/2023. I have 1 U6350 driver accident report card. I have 1 time card, name plate, driver's logs, and instructions on how to retrieve the hours of service from the time cards to the logs. I have 1 2020 emergency response guidebook that is the most current copy. Visually checking my floor for any loose or hanging debris that could become lodged underneath my pedals. Verify that my pedals have the proper tension, clutch, brake, fuel. My air pressure is currently at 90 psi. I'm going to put my transmission in the first lowest gear and slowly release my foot off the clutch without applying any fuel, covering the service brake to test my park brake. Parking brake held. I'm now going to release the parking brake and go 1 full tire rotation forward. Test my service brakes. Service brakes held. Parking brake applied. Transmission neutral.